What's good? What's good? It's your boy DJ Fury. I'm back with another video today. So today I want to get on the topic of expensive gear. Is it worth it? Should you get it? And how when you go look on YouTube, you always getting this contradictory message of, you know what? If you buy this piece, that piece, it don't really matter how much it costs. You can get started with this. You can get started with $500. But then at the same time, you hear other engineers talking about how great these expensive products are. So it kind of puts you in that between phase. Like, what should I really be going after? Like, 'cause on one hand, they telling me, well, I can do this whole project with just this and that. You know, that only costs $500-$600 or less. And then you see other engineers talking about how great these mics are, how great these monitors are, and they're $3,000-$4,000 plus, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of gets you in a feeling of, you know, you really don't know what to do. Is somebody lying to me? Why is this stuff so expensive? You know, things of that nature. So I'm gonna get into it. So basically, it goes like this. If you look at this mic I'm using right here, this is the Bluebird. Now, you can run a whole studio with just this mic right here. This mic is like $400. I think it might be like $300 right now, something like that. And they kind of got like a new design to it, but anyway, that's beside the point. But like I was saying, a mic like this, you can run your whole studio with it. So why would you need to go and get a mic that's 10 times the price it is, literally? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a $3,000 mic, a $10,000 mic. Why would you need to get something like that? So the difference between that mic and a mic like this is very minimal, right? But at the same time, having that a little bit better controls your whole workflow and what you have to do as far as mixing goes. So let me explain it like this. You can have a mic like this, or just say you could have a more expensive mic, Norman U87, something like that, just to name one. Now that mic is going to come with a sound that's already pretty much polished, right? And when you pair that with, just say, a good mic pre and preamp, mic pre and compressor, it's going to get you that almost radio ready sound before you get inside of your DAW, Pro Tools, Logic, whatever you're using. And that's really, to me, what the biggest difference is between expensive and not expensive. It's the workflow, because once you get products, equipment of that caliber, the mixing side becomes more of a joy, right? Like, it's become more fun, some something for you to do, rather than, okay, you say you got a mic like this, maybe you don't got the best mic pre to go with it, maybe you don't have a compressor to go with it, so you're gonna spend more time inside of your mix fixing things. Like, it's gonna sound pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But once you get in there, you're gonna notice that, okay, with this equipment that I have right now, I'm trying to make it sound better before, like, as soon as you record it in, you're gonna go to fixing things. And that's the difference between something that costs you $400, $4,000. It's that polished sound. Just say, like, you get a good compressor, or you get a good mic pre like this one right here, where you can dial in your color or whatever, like your harmonic distortion. Stuff like that is going to make your vocals already cut through before you even have to worry about doing anything inside of your DAW. So, like I said, that makes the mixing process a lot more fun when you're not worrying about how things really sound too much, when you can just get in there and be creative and make things sound the way you want them to sound. Like, yeah, you're going to get in there and do your basic, mixing or whatever, but it's going to be more enjoyable because your vocals are already sitting good and sounding good already before you even get into having to try to fix anything. And it's gonna be like minimal things that you have to fix, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be more of a taste, be more to taste than actually I'm going in here to make this sound better, right? So that's really the biggest thing when it comes to equipment and the price ranges. Now, as engineers, what we try to find is the happy medium, right? So what can we buy that's kind of in the middle? It's not too expensive. But it's not made cheap. That's what we want. Not too expensive, not made cheap, right? So like that's why I always like blue mics, because you can, even down to the Blue Spark, you can get a usable sound out of it, right? Like the Blue Spark, this the second one up, the Bluebird. Then you got like the baby bottle, to keep going up. Just like AT, you got the AT line 2020. That's like their lowest of the lowest, $99 mic, and then it goes into the 40 line, and then it gets, keeps going up. Right. So to me, that's the biggest reason why we would choose something like this in the in between range right there. You know what I'm saying? Like something that don't hurt your pocket and you get a great sound out of it at the same time. That's the major goal when it comes to buying your studio equipment and getting something where you're making money without having to sacrifice so much on just buying equipment. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about this too. If you just starting off, it's a reason why people say you need to start, you know what I'm saying? Like, get the beginner stuff first. That's why they say you got beginner, then you get the intermediate, then, because it's on the level that you're at. So, if you're trying to buy the most expensive stuff just because you have the money, I mean, yeah, like I said, you're going to get a more polished sound up front, but you got to learn what sounds good and what sounds bad, right? So having cheaper stuff and actually having to go in there and having to fix stuff is going to get you better at the mixing process overall, because you're going to learn, you know what, it's really not my mic. It's probably how I record it. I probably record it too hot, or maybe I need to add a compressor to hold down some of those peaks, especially like I'm recording rap records. So maybe I do need something like a compressor. Maybe it don't have to add color or anything like that, but actually use it to hold down peaks. Like as people get in there, start doing their ad libs, and then my mic starts clipping, even though I had it at a good level and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like things like that, you got to learn that in the beginning before you go to more like expensive stuff and realize what does it actually sound like. Like you got to know like what you need, and then, you know what I'm saying? Because just say, okay, Yo Gotti came out with the dollar for dollar, right? And on that dollar for dollar challenge, he had the verse open, and had the verses open or whatever, for you to go and add your artist on top of it, or you know what I'm saying? So that's a good way to tell like what like a sound that you're missing, because his vocals on that song sounded pretty good, right? So when you mixing your vocals in with his and they not sounding the same, you start understanding what the difference is between the having better mixing for one thing, and just having more like a more powerful sounding pre and compressor and all that. Like, what is all this stuff actually meant for, right? So you can go and look up Yo Gotti and like, man, who was the engineer? So you look up the engineer who did that song, and then you look up his vocal chain, right? So things like that help you get to where you need to be. Okay, so yeah, in conclusion, that's just my basic rundown on why I feel like sometimes you go watch these videos and they really don't give you a good understanding of what they mean when they say, okay, yeah, you know what, you can get started with just this, or you can just get started with just having that, and then you hear them in the same voice talking about how much this mic is and how it's a $1,200 mic, but it's only mid-tier, or it's a $3,000 mic and it's just like mid-range, not expensive and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very contradictory of what they're telling you in the beginning. Like, yeah, you can get started with like a cheaper setup, but they don't really explain how buying this stuff that's more expensive benefits you, right? So yeah, like I was saying, like just go check out some people's vocals, bro. Like it ain't gotta just be that Yo Gotti song. The only reason I use that song is because it's a good way to tell, because you can hear your vocals sounding next to his, even though it's an already master song. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? You can hear the quality of the vocals, yours compared to his. You know what I'm saying? You go do a little research, understand. Okay, they using this piece, that piece. They use these plugins and that plugin. You know what I'm saying? To get the voice to actually get those vocals actually sounding the way they do sound. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I hope this answered y'all question on, you know what I'm saying, why this could be a little, hard to, understand sometimes, or the lingo and why certain things are the way they are. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to remember the law of diminishing returns, right? So you might, even though like a mic like this might get you 90% of the way of to where, just say the blue Kiwi will get you, that 10% is going to make the big difference. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, if you like the content I'm giving y'all, you know what to do. Like, subscribe to the page, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one.